Ratios. Ratios are like fractions. It's two numbers, and you're comparing them. Um, Fraction works the same way, where if I show you one out of 4, this is one piece of 4, where 4 is my total. That's what a fraction does. So ratios work the same way. They're composed of two numbers, and they're given as two numbers to show a comparison. For instance, if I say, what is 6 inches of a foot? Well, 6 inches is this. And then you compare it to what a foot would be, and a foot would be 12 inches. So you could say 6 out of 12. Another way to write this is with another symbol. It's called a colon. It looks like two dots, like time. Time uses a colon. So 6 to 12. And what you say is the word 2. That's usually the word that is associated with that symbol. Now, because these guys are kind of like fractions, you can simplify. And that means you would take both numbers, like for instance, 6 and 12, can both be divided by 6. And 6 divided by 6 is 1. And 12 divided by 6 is 2. So you could say 1 out of 2. The test will simplify. The GED test always simplifies. So if you have ratios or fractions, they will be simplified. So let's look at the first question that says, there are 4 birds and 6 snakes. What is the ratio of birds to total animals? Well, if you'll notice, there are 4 birds, but there's not a number for animals. You have to make that number. So a lot of times when ratios, with fractions, any kind of thing where you have to total, like percentage, you have to come up with a total yourself. It won't be given to you. Sometimes it is, but most of the time you may have to build it. So here you'd have to build the total for animals, and the total for animals would be 10. That's how many animals are there. Now, you would compare it, you want to compare birds to animals, so it would be 4 birds to 10 animals. You could have written it like this also, and this would have been appropriate. Now, you'll see that this answer is here, and that's fine. But just remember, on the GED test, they will simplify these ratios. So 4 and 10 can both be divided by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. This would be the answer that the GED test probably would have somewhere here. Now, most of the time, just so you understand, both answers will not be there. They're not going to have a 2 of 5 and also a 4 of 10. They don't play games like that. There will only be a 2 of 5 there. Look at the next question. The next question says, in a class of 30 students, 14 rode the bus to school. What is the ratio of people or students who rode the bus to school who use other types? So what this is that they tell you that there's 30 total students. They tell you that 14 ride the bus. Now, look at how they want you to build your ratio. They want the ratio of the students who rode the bus, which we already know is 14. But they want you to compare that to students who used something else. Well, if you'll notice, there is 30 students. And if only 14 ride the bus, well, there's others who do something else. And now, how many of those are those? How many are there? Well, let's find out. Let's take the 14 away from the 30, and that's going to give us, what are we here, 6, 20, 16? So 16, there are 16 other people. And these other people probably, well, definitely do something other than ride the bus. Now, they're asking you to build a ratio of people who ride the bus compared to the other people. Well, that would be 14 to 16. I don't see it up there. Maybe they simplified. Let's see. Did 14 and 16, can I divide those two by the same number? And the answer is yes. I can divide them both by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. And 16 divided by 2 is 8. So 7 of 8, yes. There it is. That's the correct answer.